Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a blue eyeshadow makeup tutorial. I have a vision. I don't know what it's gonna look like yet, but this is not it. I just realized how white my face is compared to my body. So we're gonna fix that. But if you guys are ready for another chatty get ready with me style video, then this is the video for you and just keep on watching. First, I'm gonna prime my face with the VDL Luma Layer Primer. I'm just going to apply this everywhere like a moisturizer, and it just instantly gives my skin like that tacky, luminous base. My hair is not cooperating at all, so I'm gonna pin it back. Now that that first base layer of primer is on, I'm going to take the Milk Makeup Luminous Blur Stick, and I'm going to apply this just in the areas where I want a little bit of extra luminosity, but I might have some visible pores. This will fill them in, but also it leaves like a golden sheen to the skin. And I like to go in and buff that after. Okay, so my foundation combo is the Fenty Beauty foundation. This is the shade 230. It is my tan shade, mixed with a few drops of the Cover FX Enhancer drops in the shade Moonlight. Here is our little concoction. I'm hoping this foundation is not too dark for me. I don't think it will be. This tan really set in overnight. It got much darker than it was yesterday. Okay, so moving on to concealer. I have the new Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. This is in the shade Custard. I used it for the first time yesterday on an Instagram tutorial. So if you guys want to check that out, I did a hot pink Instagram tutorial yesterday. And this concealer actually really impressed me. It was the first time I ever used it. This is the second time I'm ever using it. This shade Custard might be a little light for me. I noticed it yesterday. A little goes a long way, and for some reason I'm using a lot when I probably don't need to use a lot. And this concealer, I learned yesterday, didn't react well with my beauty blender for some reason. So this is why I am using a brush today. Okay, once that's blended, I think I'm just gonna run through my eyebrows really quick and make sure that there's no foundation and concealer clinging to them. And then I'm just gonna do one more face step before we move on to the eyes, and then we'll finish the face when I'm done with the eyes. I am so nervous because I have a vision for the eyes, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out because I just don't know what steps I'm gonna take yet. Okay, so for the most amazing results lately, I've been using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder underneath my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is hit the concealer one more time with the brush, and then I'm picking up my setting powder and just immediately pressing powder into those under eye wrinkles. So I have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill brushes in front of me, just like a random assortment of them. So if you're wondering what brushes I'm using, it's just brushes out of this collection, and I'm just gonna grab a few. And since I have a blue look in mind today, I'm gonna be using two palettes that have been catching my eye as far as blues, and one of them is the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions palette, and the other one is the Morphe 35V palette. This is the Morphe 35V, and specifically this blue shimmery shade has been standing out to me. I want to use that today. And then obviously the Sapphire Obsessions palette is full of blues as well. And this one has some mattes that I want to dip into. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this today. I definitely also have a glitter that I want to use. So I think I'm going to start with the Morphe palette because there are blending shades in it. I'm going to go into this color right here. It's a peachy matte shade. It's almost like my skin tone, but a little bit lighter. And before we dip into blues, I just want to work this into the crease of my eye. You guys probably won't even see it because it is such a light matte shade. There are also some really beautiful brow bone highlight shades in here, so I'm just going to take the lightest shimmer in the palette It's like a shimmery white, shimmery off-white creamish color. And I'm going to pop this on the brow bone before we start in with our blues. I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna go into this matte cobalt blue. I'm not grabbing a ton because I don't know what I want to do yet, but I do know that I want this almost neon, I would call it, to be popping out of the crease. So very, very gently, I'm going in the outer corner crease area. That is just like a peeking out color is what I want to call it, because everything else is going to be like densely packed onto my lid. So this is the shade I'm obsessed with, and I'm going to go into this shade with this brush, and I'm going to pack it everywhere. It's really pulling darker on the brush than in the pan. That's so weird. It's almost like black looking. I'm gonna start in the outer corner because it's a lot darker than I thought it would be. Wow, that's dark. You guys might see a fail today. Just kidding. We're gonna make it work. No matter what happens today, we're gonna make it work. All right, so what I'm gonna do is after I pack that on the outer corner, I'm gonna go back in with my cobalt shade, very, very lightly, not going any higher, and we're just blending, circular motions. This shade, you need to treat like a black. So you need to put a little bit on, blend it out, a little bit more on, blend it out, and just be very careful. Also, one of you guys brought to my attention, because my Morphe 3502 video is quite popular and it still gets a lot of attention, and somebody commented on it yesterday and said that that palette is no longer available, and I'm so confused because that's like one of the best Morphe palettes that I have. Like, what is happening? Why is it gone? Blending, 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 blending. So I'm gonna put some of this powder on my highlight area, particularly because I'm getting a lot of fallout there. I just don't want blue and black to be like making its way into my face routine. All right, so what I'm gonna do before I add any glitter or anything, because this did not blend nicely, I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's a shimmery cobalt blue. I'm gonna pick this up with a little smudger brush, and this is what's going to be packed on my lid, because we need to do something to cover up that really bad blending. It just didn't want to blend at all on this eye for some reason, and it gave me some streaks and some patches, and once that glitter's on, like, there's no going back to fix those streaks or patches. So I just want to cover everything with this shimmer, and this is working. It's gonna take some time, but this is a beautiful, very pigmented eyeshadow. I feel bad, but you know, the shade I thought was gonna be the star player was the one out of the Morphe palette, but it just did not apply like it looked in the pan. It honestly applied more like a matte black than anything, and in the pan it's such a like mystical looking blue. So Urban Decay sent me one of their heavy metal glitter liners, which are like the best glitter liners that there are. This is in the shade Gamma Ray, and you guys, it is stunning. I painted it all over my hand yesterday. This little guy has the most beautiful reflective silver and blue glitters in it. Oh my goodness, can you see that? Like, this is gorgeous. So, oh my god, how annoying has this choker been? How many times has it done that today? I don't know. Okay, so I am going to paint over, I don't know how much of the lid, with the glitter. I'm telling you, like, these glitters from Urban Decay are expensive. I'm not gonna lie. but the one that I purchased like 5 years ago is Midnight Cowboy, and it's still going strong. They obviously work as beautiful glitter liners, but I love using them like this to kind of top a look and give myself like a glittery, glossy, reflective eye look. I'm also not going all the way over to the outer corner. I'm kind of just focusing this on the inner half of the eye look. Okay, so before we go in with any liner or anything, I'm going to go underneath the lash line. I'm using that shimmery cobalt shade out of the Sapphire palette, and I am smoking out the lower lash line. So I'm going to dip into this navy matte shade, and I don't want to overdo it, but I am going to add that to the lower lash line. My eyes look kind of red. I wonder if it's because of the blue or if they're just red, but they look really, really red for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna hop off camera. I'm gonna add some mascara, some lashes. I'm also going to touch up my brows, and then magically I will be back and the eye look will be done. Okay, so I am back. My lashes definitely took me longer than usual because they didn't want to stick, but I am bronzing up my face now with a new drugstore bronzer. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in the shade You're Dragging Me Down. It's the perfect shade for my skin tone. It is matte. It's not too warm, not too cool. It is the perfect shade for me. So that is what I'm going in with now. Okay, so I'm not being too particular with my bronzer application at all. Like, I'm kind of going on to my blush area. As you can see, this eyeshadow could definitely wash me out. So I want to make sure that I have some color to my skin. For blush, I'm just gonna go in with a Laura Mercier blush. This is the shade Rosé. I don't want to add too much blush to my face because I feel like I have enough color going on. I want to keep everything very neutral. I'm putting this right on the top of my bronzer, just like Neapolitan ice cream. For highlight lately, I've been using the new highlighter from Ofra Cosmetics. This is All of the Lights. So it has 4 of their shades mixed in here. I like to mix them all together. All together, it is the perfect highlight for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. And as usual, if you guys want to save 30% on Ofra, use my code Kendall30. It actually makes everything cheaper than if you were to buy it on Ulta. So remember that for the holiday season, because they have an amazing assortment of gift sets this year. I'm applying this to both my cheekbones, and I definitely need a nose highlight and also Cupid's bow highlight. I can just tell that this one right here, ooh, right here is Blissful. Blissful is my favorite highlighter from Ofra, so I'm taking Blissful on my finger and just hitting the tip of my nose and the bridge right below my eyebrows and my Cupid's bow. I hope I'm not wrong. That would be embarrassing. I'm fairly certain that that's Blissful. Now before I do my lipstick, I'm gonna add some neon eyeliner to my look. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Electric. It is the perfect blue to put into the waterline. Okay, I'm not doing like a lot of this, but it definitely brings the look together. And just for the sake of why not, I'm going to pop some of this Urban Decay glitter liner right in the middle of the bottom lash line. Okay, so for my lip combo, I am going to overline my top lip just a little bit with MAC's pencil in Boldly Bare. Just a little. Then for liquid lip, I'm going in with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Skin Tight. I believe he made a full size, but this is the mini. I don't think I have the full size, if there is a full size. because I am self-tan, I'm gonna add a little bit of Mannequin to that lip to darken it up just a little. Then I am applying my Fenty Gloss Bomb Diamond Milk Gloss Bomb over top. And that is the completed look. So I'm gonna lock it in with a product I said I would never buy. A long time ago I said I would never buy it because I heard it was sticky, but then everybody fell in love with it. So I purchased this last week off of Ulta, and I like that it's continuous. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. And that is it for this look, you guys. I feel like I was a hot mess in this video, but I think it's fun. I think this would be a really pretty like New Year's Eve look or holiday like winter wonderland Christmas party type look. So I'm happy that I used the new Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions palette because this was the last one on my list that I needed to use. This was definitely the star of the show. I don't feel like the Morphe palette really had a hand in this look. It just darkened up the outer corner. Everything else was really out of this palette, and of course the Urban Decay glitter liner. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this look. It is definitely different for me. It is very colorful, and lately I've been liking colorful and then everything else nude. So if there's another color that you would like me to play around with, then go ahead and leave that down below. And if you guys don't know, I do these occasionally. I have a playlist of makeup tutorials and get ready with me videos if you want to check them out. But I think that's it for this video. I'm certainly not in the mood to try to do my hair or anything right now, so I'm just gonna throw it in a bun and get ready for work. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.